Welcome to Club Shada episode 398. Wow. Two episodes from episode 400, and probably we will finish this. We'll arrive to episode 400 by the end of 2024. That's crazy. I hope everybody is doing great. I hope everybody is in their best feelings. Let me organize a little bit of the things on my screen because I'm live on a lot of platforms at the same time. We are live on YouTube, which is the main place for Club Shada, but we are also live on X, we are live on Facebook, and we are live on Twitch, and we are live on TikTok. So everybody put the flag of where you're watching from in the chat, or where your heart is, or whatever is important to you. This show is brought to you by Shada, where God's a good fortune. Our main sponsor is Black Free Thinker. If you want to become the main sponsor, you can go on Kaysha.tv, the YouTube channel, and do a super chat of $10. Big up to all our sponsors who are supporting this showzinho. And I put them there. Lord, I prefer them here. Yeah. Give me a sec. There you go. Anelita, beijinhos. Tiago, your English talk is too fast. Desculpa. Não. Olha, é assim, é vida. Tens que aprender. Olha, é assim que aprendi português. Tava lá e todo mundo tava a falar rápido. E um momento, apanhei. E agora? Estás a ver? Então, it is what it is. TGS Product, bonsoir. Recordar e viver, boa noite. Folie. Bien sûr, il faut que je fasse comme ça. Miguel, abraço. Bisous, Manuela. Espero que tá tudo bem com vocês. Why am I speaking Portuguese? Yeah, I hope everybody is fine. I hope everybody's in good spirit. So this is Club Shada. So for those who want the live in French, let me remind you that the live in French is on Wednesdays. On Sundays, it's the English live. So this is Club Shada, and we're gonna talk about, business things, etc. I hope you had a great weekend. I did have a great weekend. The song that you heard in the intro is a song produced by me called Egyptians. Yeah, Egyptians. So I hope you like it. If you do, you can follow me on Spotify and the other platform and find this track and enjoy it. Alrighty. Lord, listen, it is what it is. I spent the weekend recording, finishing my new album. I think it's going to be my album number 12, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. First album is I'm Ready. Then I had Worldwide Chico. Then I had It's So Love. Then I had African Bohemian number 4. Then I had Legendary. My number 5 is Legendary, right? African Bohemian, then it's Legendary. After Legendary, it was Forever Young. After Forever Young, it was Raw Like Sushi. No, after Forever Young, it was Works of Art in 2008. Then it was Raw Like Sushi. Then it was African Prince. Then it was Bantu Royalty. Then it was Diaspora Deluxe that came in the beginning of this year, and early next year, probably January, for my birthday maybe, is gonna be My Candy World. And it's English today, Gazilia. Yeah, so it's my album number 12, and the concept of this album is that it's gonna be back to Candy Zouk, which is a style that I created, a subgenre of Zouk and Kizomba and Cap Verdean music. And my style that you recognize, that you know when it's me who made the beat. Yeah, that style. So the whole album is gonna be like this. Listen, everybody go to my Instagram, right? You go to my Instagram and you look for my latest post, and you just put a like and a comment, so you can see how it's gonna sound like. You're gonna see, it's some crazy stuff. I'm telling you, some crazy stuff. So, listen, I have to see the let me talk to you about a few things. I have to see the veracity of this subject, right? But I don't know if you heard about this. I'm not sure. I don't know if you heard about this, but have you ever heard of the pizza, the Bitcoin pizza guy? So, Bitcoin is now almost arriving to $100,000 per Bitcoin. And okay, two things. 11 years ago, no, more than 11 years ago, in 2011, yeah, I remember telling my ex-girlfriend, hey, you see that this is the future of money. I'm gonna invest 300 euros. Was doing a lot of shows. I'm gonna invest like 200 euros so that, who knows? Now imagine if I did invest 200 euros or 300 euros. At that time, one Bitcoin was 10 cents. So with 300 euros, I would have bought 3,000 Bitcoins. Today, it would be worth by 97,000. It would be worth 291 million. And at that time, to be able to buy your Bitcoin, it was complicated. Salut Lou. It was complicated. And so I didn't buy. And I think I went on travel, and then when I came back, I forgot. So yeah, I only started buying Bitcoin when it was worth already like 14,000, 17,000. So I still made money with Bitcoins, but not as I would have wanted back in the days. See what I mean? Hello, Jujuzan. So, Lord, all this. So yeah. Julie, what up? How are you doing? I have a question for you, Julie. So yeah, I'm coming to this after. Remind me if I forget. So yeah, listen. That would have been a lot of money. Sadly, it is what it is. I mean, still making a ton of money with crypto, but not that kind of money. Not like millions and millions and millions. Il faut ajouter. Now, imagine there was this guy who, back when a Bitcoin was worth nothing, like, I don't know, cents, there was this guy who had 100,000 Bitcoins. 100,000 Bitcoins. So 100,000 Bitcoins in today's money, that's, I mean, at that time, nobody would have known that one Bitcoin would be $97,000. But at that time, it was worth 9 billions. But at that time, it was nothing. It was worth like $20. And the guy took his 100,000 Bitcoins and exchanged them for a pizza. Not even a whole pizza, just 2 slices of pizza. And he just wanted to prove that he was some real money. And he came, bonsoir Nathalie, and he came and he just exchanged the Bitcoin for the 100,000 Bitcoins for 2 slices of pizza. Listen. So I hope that this guy had more Bitcoin in his wallet. If not, Now, the other thing is that from what I heard, because it was very early, so back it was not like now you have Coinbase, you can have places where you can put your crypto. Back in the days, it was very complicated. You had to create a wallet. You had to. It was not as easy to hold crypto as it is today. We're talking the early days of Bitcoin, 2009, 2010. So from what I heard, and I have to verify if it's true, the person, listen, I'm telling you, that pizza better be good for real. From what I heard, the person who exchanged the slices of pizza for the 100,000 Bitcoin, from what I heard, that person lost the keys to the wallet with the 100,000 Bitcoins. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yo, you hear? You had 9 billions. You gave it to somebody else. And that person lost them. But back then, these 100K was like today, today, for example, I have 300 million of Shiba Inu. And when I bought them for, I don't know, 400. And now they are worth probably 3,000. But back then, when it was worth nothing, I could just give them to somebody and not care. So imagine back then, like, because it's 15 years have passed. Listen. Julie, I need to talk to you. Lumana, I have a job for you. Listen. This is something that everybody is talking about, right? Where is this girl? Let me just find her name so I don't say. My God. All right. Sophie, have you heard of a girl named, what up, Sergio? Did you hear about a girl called Sophie Rain? Because I just read an article. So let me read it to you. Because this is something else. All right. Why is this thing here? There you go. So listen to this. OnlyFans supermodel Sophie Rain earned $43 million on her first year on the platform. And she's 20 years old. 20-year-old OnlyFans content creator and influencer Sophie Rain celebrated Thanksgiving by showing off how much money she made in the past year. In a tweet shared on Tuesday, she shared a screenshot of her earnings from OnlyFans from 2024. While the screenshot is cropped, it shows gross earnings of $43 million. Yo, I'm gonna tell you why it's a problem. Rain runs an OnlyFans page that users can subscribe for $10 a month. Although she's currently running an offer for the first time. However, she likely earned the majority of her income from OnlyFans through premium or personalized content sold to subscribers. That is crazy. $4 million a month. Last month, OnlyFans model Corinna Kopf announced she would be retiring from the platform. Let me see what kind of link it is. She would be retiring from the platform after reportedly earning $67 million in 3 years. Bad Baby, meanwhile claims she's made $71 million in 3 years. Regardless of whether Rain's earning are legitimate or an attempt to garner viral attention, OnlyFans has proved to be a huge money maker. The company announced in September that creator payment hit $6.63 billion. The number of people on OnlyFans also increased from the previous year, rising 29% from 2022, with 4 million creators on the platform. So who's Corinna Kopf? Okay. Listen. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, first of all, you do what you want. It's your body, it's your choice, right? Juju Zhao, you who are on OnlyFans and who's an adult content creator, I don't think you make these numbers. I don't know how many subscribers you have, but those numbers are crazy. And I believe that those numbers, and listen, I have a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, that generates, if I remember well, around 300,000 every month. It's my friend, so it's not like somebody I heard. So I believe, listen, it's actually simple. If people pay 10 a month, all you need to make 100K a month is 10,000 people. So if you have millions of followers on Instagram and you can convert, let's say you have 5 million followers on Instagram and you can convert 10% of those, that's 500,000 people. If they pay $5 a month, that's 2.5 million. So it's not, those are not impossible numbers. The only thing for me, right? Je suis chaud, mais je vais tenter ma chance. Hey, let's go. Je m'abonne. The only issue for me is that all these women in the US and other countries who are doing adult content are very young. And I understand that when you see those numbers, you can say to yourself, yo, that's easy money. All I have to do is show something. So if you show your feet, it's not a problem. If you just do photos that are just a little sexier, or maybe you do bikinis on Instagram and lingerie on OF, and you don't show private parts, then you can assume it in the future. Now, if you are in the porn business, then you don't care. But back in the days, I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends that are how you say? I have a friend, a few friends of mine actually, that were porn superstars in France back in the 90s. And these girls always were comfortable with what they did. And today all of them are mothers, wives, and they're fine in life. But they also know that because of the way they were seen back in the days, they could not pursue acting careers on traditional movies or singing or other things, writing books, painting, because people view them and put them in a box. And sometimes they put you in this box forever, especially back in the days. So personally, I don't judge nobody. I have too many friends that are in the adult entertainment to judge people. My issue here is that if you do porn because you like it, and listen, you also like the money, etc., it's something. But when these type of things go viral, and you have somebody that is saying, hey, I make 4 million a month, or hey, I made 70 million or 60 million in the last 3 years doing this. This is an incentive for everybody that is after money to go do the same. And because it is now so almost normal, like, every time I see somebody on Instagram, a profile that is suggested to me by the algorithm, you just look on the top. If they have a link tree, there's a chance that there's an OnlyFans in there. If not, usually it's a YouTube channel or it's their TikTok. But the amount of people now that whenever you look at their profile, there's always a link to adult content. I know some people, and most of my friends who are strippers, porn stars, or prostitutes or whatever, they assume themselves. They cool with it. They don't care. But the more people are attracted to this just for the money, when they are 18, 19, 20. A lot of them, not all of them, but there's going to be a part of those when they get 25 or 30, they're going to regret. And they will want this to disappear, but it won't. And we're starting to see it with, because it's been around 10 years, those things where you're starting to have some people who are starting to say, I wish I didn't do this, but it's too late. When it's on the internet, it's forever. And when you are blunt and everybody is telling you it's fine, it's all good, like, because culture is so different than when I grew up, when it was frowned upon. You might have some people, and you might have a whole generation of Gen Z that are between 20 and 25 today. When they reach 30, 35, a lot of these people, not all, some people will just assume because, but if you have 4 million people on the platform, you just need like 20% of those people. 25% of those people, that's 1 million people that might wake up in years when they have kids and husbands and stuff and be like, oh my God, I wish I didn't do that in my past, because now whatever they put online is gonna haunt them. So all this publicity around the money that is made on these sites is making a lot of people that are too young to take some decisions pretend that they will assume, and actually they don't know. See what I mean? So we'll see how it goes in a few years. She didn't say OnlyFans work better for girls like Sophie Rain. They make better money than porn stars. That's crazy. Those numbers are crazy. And usually, like I said before, IG is the gateway. Julie say, I do porn because it's really something I love since always. I assume completely. Yeah, exactly. I know. Because I've known you for 15 years. And you've always been in porn. So there's nothing, I know this, you're never going to be, you're not going to wake up one day and be like, oh my God, what did I do? No, you're going to be like, yeah, that's me. That's me. But imagine for one like you, if I take 10 like you, in those 10, how many regrets in 10 years? That's the real question. So we'll see. We will see. Oh, people on TikTok, put the flag of where you're watching from. Let me see one thing. No. So yeah, listen. It is what it is. Good luck to everybody involved. That's all I can say, I guess. Let me go to my last subject of the night. Let me talk to you about music distribution. Wait a minute. Grazilia is saying, or Barbara is saying, thanks to one of your titles, I was able to overcome a wound from the past at a certain difficult period of my life where I was very bad. Your music acted as therapy and healed me. Oh, thank you so much. That's beautiful. I'm happy that I could help. That's the beauty of art. It's like when your art might heal you, and then it might heal somebody else. So that's beautiful to know that somebody was taken to the right path thanks to your art. I am blessed. So there's been a move that has been happening in the music industry where a lot of these record companies in the US have been getting rid of let me see if I find an article. Layoffs. Major music. Let me see. I think WMG and also what's their name? Atlantic Records, they've been laying off a lot of people, right? And I mean, we are arriving at a very interesting point in content creation. Because look at this show. I have a camera, a light, and a microphone, and some lights, and an internet connection. And I can do something that if we go back 20 years ago, to be able to do a live show like this, you needed to have a studio worth $1 million to be able to speak to people. And you would have to speak to people on a local level. And listen, put the flags of where you're watching from, and you will see that you have Gilmar, that is, I believe it's São Tomé. You have people watching from Brazil. You have people watching from France. You have people watching from the UK, Portugal, from everywhere in the world, right? And you are reaching, I think tonight we're about 1,000 people. You are reaching all these people from your home or your studio or something. Now imagine if you are a traditional TV network or a traditional music label. For you, it's not like back in the days. Back in the days, you make the rules because the only way to release music is through you. The only way to be able to tell the news to people is from a TV channel, a news network, etc., etc. CNN, Fox News, TF1, RTB1, RTBF1, RTP. And nowadays, not only anybody can create a show and talk about something, but anybody can create music or content. We just talk about all these young girls that create OnlyFans and they make a business out of being cute or being nice looking or having tattoos or whatever they do. They have a following that is willing to pay to see the content. And we have seen it with the election of the last election in the US, how bringing Beyonce on stage was not enough. I mean, she was a bad candidate, but anyway, it was not just, oh, I have celebrities and I have $1 billion to spend. It was not enough. What was more effective was going to podcast, going on YouTube, being on X or Blue Sky, etc., etc. So we are arriving in a world where the internet completely changed the nature of content and content creation and content distribution. There's been a pure disruption of all that. So the reason why all these labels are laying off is because at a point they realize that there's a lot of people that they don't need anymore. And they also realize that they don't really need to do the, how do I call this? They don't really need to work on artists' careers. Like artist development, back in the days, that was a thing. It was like you sign somebody for 5 albums and you're not trying to do success on the go. You're trying to make the artist grow slowly by slowly, amass fans, etc., etc. Nowadays, most people, when girl starts an OnlyFans, they already have like a ton of followers on TikTok or Instagram that are telling them, hey, if you start an OnlyFans, I'll be there. I'll put money. And it's the same thing for artists. When they get in the music industry and they sign with a label, they already have millions of followers, millions of songs that are playing on the streaming services, and they record from home, and the label actually comes to do a partnership. And I believe all these labels are starting to realize, listen, there's so many artists, there's so much content out there, and everybody's competing for the same 24 hours. Actually, the real money is in distribution. I believe those people are more interested in doing distribution than doing artist development. Because if you think about it, if you are DistroKid or Believe Digital or one of these platforms, and you have you have 1 million different artists on your platform. If those 1 million artists generate in a total every month $10 million, and you have a contract where you distribute their music and in exchange you take 20%, there you go, you're good. You make 2 million every month, the rest is not your problem. You don't pay for videos, you don't do this, and they realize that it's actually an effective business to just be the middleman between Kaysha and Spotify, Kaysha and iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, whatever is the companies in India, China, etc., etc. And that's what is going on right now. They are laying off people because in this new world where it's more and more AI, it's more and more automatic and artificial intelligence, you actually don't need to have all these people working on the artist. So there's a transformation in a lot of these teams. Instead of working for the music industry, they are now working for artists, because artists are just like me. We are either one-man army, or you have your team that you pay and they do the same thing for you, and the label is just distributing and giving you money advances. So yeah, that's very interesting what is going on right now. And we are seeing something you just said, Derek, is important. Platforms will always win. It's simple as that. They have built the infrastructure to support all that. Exactly. Labels and TV stations are losing to the big platforms. Amazon, Microsoft with Azure, Amazon with AWS. That's the backbone of the internet. And then the social media platforms, like if it's for showing your body, OnlyFans. Showing the food you eat, Instagram. Family stuff, Facebook. Talking about giving your opinion, Twitter, Blue Sky, Truth Social, Mastodon, etc. Dancing and stuff, TikTok. Going live to your people, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X. You can go anywhere. And actually, what is happening right now is that we are at the final transformation of the world where who is way more powerful than the major labels and the TV stations are Silicon Valley big companies. That's where we are right now. Those companies are so powerful that they are now in. Listen, all you had to see was Tyson versus Jake Paul on Netflix. Normally, this should have been pay-per-view on ESPN or HBO or one of these platforms. And now, it's on Netflix. The world is changing completely. Love you too, Amelia. Derek is saying they have already won. People are not ready for what's coming on 2025. Yep. Listen, they won years ago. Not even 5-10 years ago. I was telling people, hey, listen. I remember having a conversation with an actor. And I was telling him in the future. So the conversation, we were in Paris, probably in 2007 or 2008. And I was telling him, yo, listen, soon as the internet is fast enough and people have flat TV screens that don't cost 50,000 like back then, but they cost like 1,000 to have a 90-inch TV in your living room, movies are dead. The act of going to the cinema to watch movies is gonna be dead. Maybe people will go out for blockbusters, but for most movies, they will stay at home. And this actor was yelling in my head, the cinema is not the same as music, blah, 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 blah. I said, listen, anytime something can be turned into zeros and ones and be turned into a file that can be transmitted from a server to where you are, whatever happened to us in the music industry will happen to you in the movies industry. Maybe not the same way, but it will happen. And this guy was yelling to me. Listen, I just met the guy at a point where I was like, yo, calm down. I know you're emotional, but chill. Listen, I wish I could sit down with that person today, because I was talking to my wife and I was telling her, hey, listen, we have to go see Gladiator at the cinema. And she told me, let's just wait a week. Let's just wait a week or two and we can rent it on Apple TV. And look now, a lot of movies are coming out directly on Netflix. And when I look at my wife and her sister, what they do. So in the living room here on my office, I have a 75-inch. That's where I watch my stuff. But in the living room, we have an 85. The 85, when you turn off the lights, you order some popcorns at the movies, and you get on our big sofa, it's better than the movies. It's better than going to the cinema in reality. And what people don't understand is that if you have 30 years of habits, you will consume content in your way because you were raised this way. But if you are like my daughter, who's 7, and since she's a baby, she had an iPad, and she all she knows is I watch what I want when I want. I can search for what I want to watch because she's native to that, not like us. Me, I used to take girls to the movies. It was part of my plan. But this generation, when they want to watch something, they just go and watch it. So I'm not saying movies, cinemas are gonna die. I'm just saying that this experience is not the same. Listen, I used to go to the movies 4 times a week. Today, bro, I have so many stuff to watch. I have Amazon Prime, I have Netflix, I have Apple TV, I have Disney Plus, I have Max, and I have the Brazilian one, Globo. Then I have the Portuguese stuff. Then I have the IPTV. There's way too much content at my disposal. Sometime for me to say to myself, listen, at the end of Club Shada, let me go see Gladiator. No, I'm gonna wait for this to arrive directly to me. I'll put some popcorns in the microwave, or I will order some fresh popcorn from the movies, and I'll watch the movie at home. And I'll rent it for $4 and we'll watch family. That's what we do now. New ways of interacting with content, new ways of consuming content, and new ways of distributing content changed the whole game. And when I was telling to artists back in the days about music, do this, do singles, do that, have YouTube channels, most of these people didn't listen to me. And today they're all crying. And they're all jealous of when they see younger artists that are taking their place. Not their place, but you see what I mean. The big corporations and the big tech corporations are more powerful than states. And this is just step 2 or 3. There's going to be a point where, listen, Facebook has more power than all the propaganda that you want. TikTok has more power than all the propaganda that you want. That's why these states are trying to control them, because they realize that, listen, they have an access to people that we don't have. So imagine. What up, Aven? Mr. E, what up? Danny, Bizou, thanks for the roses. Derek, they have recently announced, they recently introduced AI agents. I can tell you it's insane what that thing can do. Yeah, listen, that's something else too. Me, these AI agents, I didn't dive in yet, but I'm gonna look at what they can do for me and how they can make me money. Help me trade my crypto, help me write lyrics, produce content, promote content to the right people, all these things. Like, you listen, the motto of my label, Sushi Raw, is innovate, adapt, or perish. And that's the world we are. The people who say, oh yeah, back in the days, bro, that's cool to remember, but you have to always reinvent yourself for the current and the tomorrow. So yeah, it is what it is. Listen. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Club Shada. I will be back. If you did, first of all, put some likes and put some fire in the chat and some unicorns in the chat. And all the replay, if you're watching on TikTok and on other platforms, you have to know that the replay of this show is always available on my YouTube channel. You look for Kaysha on YouTube, you'll find me. And so please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel and on Kaysha.tv. And yeah, send some love. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I really see, I mean, personally, I see a world that is controlled by big corporations, like very dystopian future. Me, I believe we're going straight there. These people are getting more and more power, and it is what it is. So just make sure that in this future world, you are powerful. If not, yeah. If you understand that AI agent will make you insane money without doing much work. Yep. You know how it is, Derek. Listen. Crypto is going up. I gotta see how much money I made. So, listen, I made insane money just these last 2 weeks. Thank you, Trumpinho. President Trump. Listen, everybody their reason. Me, it's the money I'm making that I'm interested. All right, listen, this show was brought to you by Shada Wear. I'm wearing actually the Shada Wear bomber jacket. You can get it for this weather. This jacket is perfect. I love to wear it myself. So you can go and check it out at shadaware.com. The main sponsor of this show is Black Free Thinker, who's been actually our main sponsor for a month now. So listen, if you want to dethrone him, just go to YouTube and do a super chat of $10 during the live on YouTube. All right. Danny, merci pour les roses. Bisous, bisous. I'm gonna leave you with a track from my instrumental album called Beatstrumentals, and the name of this song is Stone Cold Killers. You can find it on my album Lavish Life. It's an instrumental album, and hopefully you like it. Shada gang, don't forget that Club Shada is in English every Sunday and Internet du Village in French every Wednesday. So see you for the French show Wednesday. Peace out.